Hello, Soul Seekers, and welcome to Shadow Mystic Tarot. Today, we are asking the universe what will be the next big shift happening in your life. If you are drawn to path number 1 and the affirmation, dream a beautiful dream, then this message is for you. So let's get to it. So dream a beautiful dream. This is a very beautiful card, and this oracle card brings a message of seeing the beauty beyond surface level. You also might be feeling a little stuck right now, like you're on a hamster wheel, as if you can't see how your dreams and aspirations could possibly be attainable. It's kind of like, it's giving the vibe of, when you're daydreaming about winning the lottery, or let's say you're like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I could just spend all my time painting? I would be so happy, but that'll never happen, right? Because a lot of times we're adults, we're so worried about the hustle and bustle of life. We're always trying to get to the next buck, right? Because we have to survive. And whatever we're doing, our time is very limited, especially if we have to work, to support a family and these kinds of things, where our free time becomes limited. When we're adults, we're more looking for, how are we going to gain from something we do, and not as much just joy from doing the actual thing or having that experience. And, that's why we have vacations and we do these kinds of things. But a lot of times in our life, we rarely have those moments, right? So it's like, when you're a kid, you just loved to do what you do, whether that be playing with Legos or making characters or molding Play-Doh. I'm getting in my head for some reason. I'm seeing some kid molding Play-Doh into strange little characters. And whatever it was that you liked to do as a kid, you just did it because you love to do it. There was no gain from that, right? And a lot of times it's difficult for us to find those moments, to find those things that we're passionate about, that we want to do every single day. And it's also hard for us to find time to do those things, but it's very essential to have that balance, right? So dreaming a beautiful dream. I'm also having these kinds of goals, right? Having these dreams and aspirations is what drives us to continue to grow. We're always chasing that 10 of Pentacles, and that 10 of Cups, right? All right, so let's get into tarot. And after I pull your tarot, we'll then go into some oracle messages to get affirmations, to see if there's any messages that can tie in, or some things that you can think about, as you go on about your journey. All right. So first 3, I already see a few of that. This is you. Ooh, path number 1, Miss Queen of Cups. The Sun. Wow. Well, I have to say, being, what's happening now, right? In your reality, in your current situation. The Sun card is happiness, right? It's usually in the Rider-Waite tarot, it's a child riding a horse in that bliss. So just like I was that's the correspondence to this happiness and bliss I was talking about. This kind of joy of experiencing life, right? This joy and fulfillment. And it's also shining the light, right? So a next big shift happening in your life could be shining a light on these dreams, seeing a path forward to your desires, because the Queen of Cups follows her desires. So the Sun is a very powerful energy, right? It brings life to our planet. It's so powerful we can't even look at it, right? So it's very interesting. You also have these moon phases here. So this tells me there's definitely this change happening, right? This big shift. There's some kind of shift in direction. You, this Queen of Cups, moving towards your destiny. And queens have a lot of intuition. They have a lot of emotional intelligence and emotional wisdom because they know how to be practical and when to go and when not to go, to discern what are their emotions from those around them. You know, is she doing something out of peer pressure? Is she doing it because it brings her pure joy? So that's really beautiful energy. All right. So let's go into the next 3. Okay. Ooh, wow. Lots of aces. See, this is a new beginning. And this is something about going, you know, Ace of Pentacles. And some people think, you know, it's the best card in tarot. Oh, look at that. And then the Devil. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. This could be this passion, though. And the Knight of Cups. Wow, a lot of following of your desires, like going towards your desire. And, you know, in tarot, the queens are take the orders of the kings, and they're kind of like the project managers. You know, they make a certain plan become practical. They make things happen in the practical world. So this is like this queen sending out this knight, because this row right here represents what's on your mind. And this is what's happening in your current situation. And this is what's going on in your mind, or what's going on around you, and how you're kind of dealing with that. And it looks like, you know, to me, like you're kind of sending out, you're headed towards that direction of following your desires, and there's some kind of new beginning. And Ace of Pentacles is something you have to nurture and grow. It's like a seed that you plant, and you have to nurture it, right, in order for it to become something great. And I can see that whatever this seed that you're planting is something that really does fulfill your cup, because the Ace of Cups is a blessing. Right? It's this cup's overflowing, and it's overflowing because you're so fulfilled with joy and happiness with what you're doing. You feel like it has meaning, and what you're doing is bringing you life. So there's definitely this kind of shift there. Now let's talk about this Devil energy here. You know, you could say it would be negative, right, if it was surrounded by more challenging cards. But looking at this Devil card here, surrounded by the sun, which shines light on the darkness, because to me the Devil card is about our shadows too, right? It's those hidden aspects of ourselves that are secretly pulling our strings, right? It's kind of like, you know, you may think that you're doing something because it's what you really want to do, but it could be out of, you know, maybe you're jealous, or maybe you're a little salty because of what somebody did, and you kind of snap at them. It's kind of like how we let out our projections, but it also can be addictions and things like this. But since it is surrounded by so much good energy here, one that is in your past, and the sun shines light on anything in the shadow, right? It illuminates the shadow so that we can see our shadows. Like if you're walking outside and there's a sun, you're going to be able to see where your shadow is. Without the sun, you don't know where your shadow is, but you always have a shadow, right? In the darkness, you cannot see your shadows. So that's very interesting there. But here, you know, since it's surrounded by all of this as well, besides shining a light on your shadows and really going, you know, going towards this destiny, this new change of going after what truly fulfills you, some seeds that you're planting in your life that you need to nurture and grow here. This could be this very passionate Capricorn energy, because it's also ruled by the sign of Capricorn, the Devil card. So this can also manifest as you taking these shadows and this kind of these maybe they were more like fears or more things that you would call these negative aspects of yourself, and you've turned them into this gold, into this Ace of Pentacles. To me, that is like the alchemy of turning, you know, looking at this as turning your shit into gold, to be frank. But it's really cool energy here. All right, let's see what else. Okay, let's see. Four of Swords, Page of Wands, and that pesky Knight of Swords energy, you know? So this row right here could be what's hidden and what's going on in your subconscious. What's great is that, you know, because this is on top of you and it's kind of like what's on your mind, or what is objective to you and what's going on around you, right? This to me tells me that this isn't something going on in your shadow, right? This is something, this is more of like a passion, something you've recognized, and you're using it to drive you, to drive some kind of passionate, you know how like when you're addicted to something, but instead of something bad, maybe it's something like, I'm really addicted to painting, I can't stop painting, right? You really start painting some amazing things, right? So it's kind of having that fire energy and that attachment to something, but for something that truly fulfills you and for your purpose. So that's how you can kind of use that energy to your advantage. That's like that alchemy, you know? And down here you have the Page of Wands, the Four of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, very interesting here. The Page of Swords, I'm sorry, the Page of Wands. They just want to experience life. Like I was saying earlier, right, about the messages from this particular oracle card, about just wanting to do things because they're fun, like when you were a kid, and not really just doing it because, oh, you know, I gotta go to work, I gotta get that 9 to 5, and you're really passionate about it, but in reality you might have like this hidden kind of desire, right, to like some kind of something you really love to do that you don't necessarily show that part of you in work. I'm kind of getting that for some reason. But essentially the Page of Wands is that kind of energy. He just wants to go on an adventure. He has no idea where that adventure, he's looking for an adventure, right? He doesn't know where the adventure is. He's just looking for one. He wants to experience. He has, and they're also like going in new directions, right? And the Four of Swords is a self-care. It's kind of like a self-care. It's also rest. So there might have been this period of reflection and rest, right? You might have had, oh, and they're also, I know what this is. See, the Page of Wands is a lot of passion and a lot of energy, but misdirected, right? The Page of Wands, that's why it looks so good when you look at it this way, really needs the Queen, right, to help make this fire, this energy more practical, right? So after you've been inspired by something in your life that you're desiring to do, something that brings you a lot of happiness and joy, you might have had to overcome some kind of fear, right? Breaking some kind of chains here to overcome your fear in the past. And this Page of Wands here is you were inspired to do something, you know, because pages to me always want to make a difference, right? They're full of, they're kind of like that new kid on the block, you know, or like the kid straight out of college and he gets an internship and he really wants to show his stuff, right? You know? So it's this time where you started to have this passion for something that you wanted to go in this new direction to follow your desires. So this is what's changing in your life. And then you went into this period, right? Because now we're looking at your past, your present, and, you know, future outcome, or where you're kind of headed. So this period of having all this fire and energy put you in a place of reflection, because you realized, right? You realize that it was a bit misdirected, or it didn't really have direction, you know, and you this kind of rest and reflection has also kind of kept you in this comfort zone, right? So this could be also too of, you know, sometimes when you get in this period of rest and reflection because you feel like you're being pulled in these different directions, you can come here. You see this energy here of feeling stuck because there's some kind of fear, some kind of chain, or something that's kind of stopping you from, you know, it could be a bad habit too, right? Because now that I'm looking at this here, I do see that you you notice that you know that this is something you're trying to overcome, right? It's this like this could be like imposter syndrome, like, you know, feeling you're undeserving of all this beauty around you. It can also be like, you know, if you are having trouble sleeping over this, it could be a message of getting more sleep. But really the the message here is, you know, don't get too much in your head, and don't mistake this period of reflection and trying to know where you should direct your energy, right? Because there's a lot of rest here. So to me, I still feel like there's this struggle, like deep within you, right? That's you're kind of grappling with in your, you know, with your subconscious mind, that's stopping you from kind of moving forward to your desires or doing what it is that you want to do that fulfills you, you know? Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, that Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is just all in your head, you know. It's kind of like that really, I'm in my comfort zone. It's like being in your comfort zone. So let's pull some Analogy Oracle to get some affirmations for the end of your reading. That was really beautiful. So what is the next big shift happening for path number 1? What is the next big shift? Let's see. A personal issue reaches resolution. Wow, that could be a really great thing for you. Something that's getting resolved, right? I mean, it could be this particular situation here where you were feeling stuck, kind of on this hamster wheel, really not realizing what it is in your life that brings you joy, right? So this could be this kind of personal issue, or it could be something with family. Although I'm kind of thinking this is something very within. You don't see a lot of people here in these cards, right? I mean, we do see like these court cards, but I'm really getting the feeling that these are things like happening within you. But it certainly could be some other personal issues with the family, since cancers are all about the home and family. But this could be just resolving these issues of really finding what it is that you truly love, and that joy in your life, and just wanting to do something for the experience and the joy of doing it, you know, regardless of what you get out of it. You know, that is a beautiful feeling. All right, let's pull another one. Oh, look at that. I did talk about taking action tonight. I did talk about that, this kind of comfort getting stuck here. So that is another affirmation. You need to, this personal issue here, I think this is confirming this kind of feeling of being stuck, the stagnation, feeling on a hamster wheel, and it's time to just take action. You know, you need to direct this inspiration towards your Ace of Cups. You have 2 aces here, like the arguably the best aces for like ultimate fulfillment. It's a new beginning. You're moving towards this next big shift in your life. You're moving towards that timeline where you're going to find material abundance and also emotional fulfillment, right? And what you're doing in your life, you know, because queens are very practical, right? They make things happen in their life. They're the project managers. All right, so let's pull some Sacred Geometry Oracle to close it out. These are some healing cards, really cool. I can also read from the guidebook if I do feel the need. Dreamweaver. That's a really great card. You see, look at this. Dream a beautiful dream and dream weaver, laying foundations and manifestation. Do you see? Your dreams can come true, path number 1, okay? But manifestation, you know, laying these foundations, right? Planting the seed, okay? That's what this energy is here, planting those seeds. But now it's time to take action. Okay, if you haven't been going towards what you truly want to do, start doing it. You know, overcome this challenge where you might feel this stagnation. Yes, you need this time to reflect so you know where to direct your energy properly, right? So you can discern what is like something going on inside me that I need to resolve, and what it is that I really want to do versus what other people around you expect you to do, or what societal expectations, or, you know, it could be, you know, breaking away from those traditional ways and saying, you know what, I'm going to take action towards what I really love, and I'm going to do it out of joy of experience. And that's going to help you weave this dream into existence. You're laying down the next big shift in your life. What's happening right now is you're laying the foundations for your dreams to come true. And that's truly a beautiful path number 1. I hope you enjoyed your reading. This is what I got for you. It was very beautiful. Bye-bye. Hello, soul seekers, and welcome to Shadow Mystic Tarot. Today we are asking the universe what will be the next big shift happening in your life. If you were drawn to path number 2 and the affirmation going beyond normal, then this message is for you. So first I'm going to go through some messages that this oracle card brings, and then I'm going to get into some tarot. And after that, we'll get a feel for the affirmations to go along with your reading from the Monology oracle, and as well as the Sacred Geometry Healing oracle cards. So let's get to it. So going beyond normal, this card is definitely bringing that energy of thinking outside of the box, right? Differentiating yourself in some kind of way. And it can also be trying different things out to find that differentiation that you have that's unique to yourself, right? All these different buttons have different expressions of themselves. Some are big, some are small, some have more intricate, some are more intricate than others. So it's very interesting to me how, you know, you're trying to go and calculate, or yeah, like you're using too much logic. You're trying to calculate this kind of flow of originality. Like, you can't calculate how to be original. Right? Authenticity just flows. You know, originality isn't something that you need to work hard for. As much as it's more difficult to open up ourselves to that originality, to allow ourselves to be authentic, to go beyond the normal, is to kind of release yourself, from these kind of limitations that you may have been putting on yourself, you know. And we all develop these limitations, you know. There's so many things in the world, and it's that animus, right? That animus archetype, the rule setter, you know, the way society tells us how we should be and how we should act, right? And that's not thinking out of the box. That's not going beyond the normal, right? So let's see what you got. Path number 2. So what is the next big shift happening in your life? Path number 2. What is the next big shift? So let's see. Ooh. You know, there were pages as well. There was page energy in the last reading as well. And I'm definitely getting this kind of shift to a new direction. Right? The Page of Swords is definitely this fake it till you make it energy. It could also, you know, like you definitely have an idea and you know where you want to go, and you're gonna push hard no matter what, and you're gonna fake it until you make it, right? It's definitely that kind of energy here. And then with the King of Rods, okay, wow, this is so much, this is a lot of court card energy here. Let me think about this. What I'm getting here, the page goes in a new direction, but there's still a bit clouded. There's not that much clarity, right? It's for the Page of Swords, like he doesn't know exactly where he's going, but he has an idea. He has a hunch, right? And it's like, you know, when you get a position that might be way out of your league. Let's say you try to apply for a position that you feel like you're somewhat qualified for, but you haven't really done the job, right? But you go for it anyway. And oh my gosh, you get the job, right? Out of nowhere, you get the job. And then you got to kind of go in there and fake it till you make it, right? You got to do your research. You got to do all this kind of stuff. It's giving that kind of vibe here, especially with the kings. This is kind of asserting this authority. And you're having, you have every suit here except the cups. So this is something, you know, I think this has to do with something with your career, right? And thinking outside of the box, like you somehow you're being put in a position where you're gonna have to think outside of the box, because kings are very fixed. And in your current situation here with the Page of Swords, it's kind of like they're very perceptible, right? Pages can be influenced, right? Kings can't. They're fixed. They are where they are. You know, they're very grounded in many ways, right? But this page energy here in the center, looking at this King of Pentacles. Let's say you went into a job interview, right? You came out with this King of Swords energy, with this charisma, right? You knew what you were talking about. You knew what the job was about. You were very clear. You were very charismatic. You were very enthusiastic, and you showed a lot of passion, and you were very impressive, because the King of Rods is the king of all kings. Okay, he rules by divine will, right? He actually rules all the kings. So that's very interesting to me. You came out with that boss energy, right? But what might be really happening, because this will actually be the center of your spread when it's all said and done, what's really happening is this fake it till you make it energy, which is really interesting. So it's like, to me, you kind of stepped out of your comfort zone, right? You were at this crossroads. Maybe you had to make this decision to like apply for a job that was not 100% out of your league, but maybe not as much responsibility you've taken on before. It could be your own business too. But I'm getting a kind of feeling it's taking on some kind of role that is something you never done before, and you were kind of conveying this energy of like, wow, this person knows what they're doing. Maybe you got like a really big client, and you were able to like sell them, through your charisma, because the King of Rods is a great salesman too, right? And now you're going to figure this out and how to get to this energy right here, this long-term abundance. So this might be like some long-term client or some long-term career or something. I'm getting this feeling of some recognition, right, from this energy, and you know, it could be like a job interview or whatever you're doing. You kind of got this deal, or maybe you got this sponsorship, or maybe you know, you got this commission if you're an artist, you know, that is really like the biggest commission you've ever gotten, and you can maybe turn this into some long-term potential, right? And something that's going to show that you're very skilled, right? Even though you might be kind of new at it, right? With this Page of Swords energy, I'm definitely getting that you're gonna, it's giving the vibe of like, you're gonna be doing this, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve here, you're gonna be doing it like you've done it for a million years. Like, oh, I've done this before, right? Because the Page of Swords is prepared and very knowledgeable. He's very prepared, even though he doesn't really he knows what he does not know. That's why he's kind of vulnerable, right? He's very intelligent, because he knows that, you know, I don't know everything about this situation, and that's what gives you the edge here, right? Because some people go into things and they're just like, you know, maybe they're more of like this king of rods or king of wands, but in the lower polarity, where, you know, they don't know what they don't know, right? They don't know what they don't know. And knowing what you don't know is an advantage. It's something that a lot of people don't have, believe it or not. And believe me, because I've worked in the corporate world, so if this is something about working in the corporate world, there's definitely like this energy of you showing that you know what you do not know, and you're willing to research and prepare yourself to be able to do what you need to do to create a stability and to do a good job, right? To grow these seeds that you planted, these pentacles, whatever it is that you're working on. It could be a project, you know. I'm definitely getting the vibe of like a career or something like that, or some kind of client, like some big client you've taken on, or some big sponsorship, or something that, you know, is like a big deal for you, but you've never really done before. So let's go. Let's see what else. Okay, we're gonna pull the next 3 cards here. What is shifting for path number 2? Holy, I love that card. Wow, let's go. We love it. We like to see that. Uh-oh. All right. This is very interesting. Okay. Let me think about this. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling this was like a little bit of a risk, like stepping out of your comfort zone, but at the same time, it's making you realize your full potential with the World card. The World card is the fullest potential you can have. It is, all of these symbols here represent the Sphinx, and then them all coming into harmony, all these different aspects of yourself, right? And the Judgment card is all about having this epiphany, but also having this discernment to know what you can handle and what you can't, right? But then this here, this to me is like this feeling of a worse outcome than you think. You think it might turn out really bad, right? But it's probably going to turn out better than you think. Especially concerning what's surrounding it. Like, I always look at what's surrounding the cards as well. And that really tells me, like with the King of Pentacles, that you're actually going to create a strong foundation here. Because this can be what you think is happening, what you perceive is going on around you, what's really happening, right? And now we're going to look at what's hidden, what's in the shadows. Let's go. Ooh, okay. Ooh, the Tower. Oh, I got this one. Ooh, so, ooh. Wow. Okay, that, you can't have a better Tower moment than one that leads to the sun. All right. I'm gonna tell you this right now. That's amazing. All right. Like, you have this is like a celebration, the Three of Cups, and a collaboration, like for the work you've done, this collaboration, this celebration of what you've done that leads to some kind of Tower moment. Or this could be some collaboration to go towards a goal. There's some kind of shift in perspective happening. I feel like this is some kind of shift in perspective in some kind of project you're working on, or something like maybe you're uncovering some kind of truth, right? And you may feel like this sort of like is the fake it till you make it card. This is what this Page of Swords gives when I pull this card, is this kind of like, I'm gonna fake it till I make it, right? But this energy of really knowing what you don't know has led to this kind of tower moment in realization of who you are, right? And that's really beautiful, right? Because the sun shines the light on everything. And this is crazy because I pulled this in the last, I pulled the sun card in the last reading with a completely different tarot deck, because I'm trying to use different tarot decks for each of these readings, for each path, right? So that's very interesting to me, this kind of illumination of this new perspective, this being recognized for being different, okay? Being unique, being authentic, right? With the World card. Yeah, that's really beautiful energy. Now we're going to pull some Analogy Oracle cards to get a vibe and some affirmations for your reading. And we're going to see what the oracles have to say. Let's see. Your commitment is being tested. Wow, that's very interesting. Very interesting that your commitment is being tested right now. Your determination, right? Because the King of Rods, the King of Pentacles, those are very determined. They are victorious energies, and they are also very determined, and they are definitely going towards their goal, right? And they usually get that victory when they go towards their goal. They're going after that, okay? So let's see what else you're getting here. Let's see what else. All right, let's see. Balance spirituality and practicality. Wow, full moon in Pisces, you know, interesting. The full moon in Pisces could be significant time for you. It could be a time for you to kind of to find this balance in your spirituality and where you're going in your life, and how you're practically applying your spirituality in your everyday, right? And like, we can go, I kind of want to read that one. Have you been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention. Wow, look, lost in the clouds, right? Right? Losing, okay? Make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. I did talk about being practical, right? The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. That's a beautiful message. Meditate on your question, and the solutions to your issue may come through very clearly. If you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card can be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. Wow. All right. Well, this could also be that you can't save everyone, right? You're gonna have to, when you're going through your certain projects and you're dealing with these certain aspects of yourselves, you can't save everybody, right? Sometimes you have to do what's right. And it's kind of like, because I feel like the kings always have to be just. Because that's what supports their authority. Like, if a king is unjust and a king is unfair, that can create a lot of problems in the kingdom. All right. So let's also pull from the Sacred Geometry Healing cards. and see what messages we get there. So it's definitely a message about staying committed to what you're doing. Genesis pattern, planting the seed. Very interesting. I'm going to go to the guidebook for this one. When this card appears, something that is planted is now in its infancy stage. Are you planning a move, starting a business, or changing a business structure? Very interesting. Yeah, like a new project, a new business, some kind of new client, right? Perhaps you're starting a new job, a new relationship, or trying to conceive a baby. It's time for new beginnings and fresh starts. What did I say? What did I say? Today I manifest new beginnings and a fresh start in my life. Genesis patterns, or the seed of life, is the first rotation within creation. It comprises 6 spheres in exact likeness around a central sphere. Within is the beginning of all universal patterns. It is also the pattern that is seen within the flower of life. How beautiful, the flower of life. The flower of life is an amazing, it's supposed to be something that's a central part of all patterns in existence, right? So this is definitely a message of you thinking outside of the box, right? Doing the right thing with this judgment card and having that discernment, even though like things around you may not support that idea. I think that's what really made you stand out, that you like saw things differently. You went beyond the normal. You thought you saw things from a different perspective. You were able to solve a problem or come to a solution for something that was a very complex problem and maybe a difficult situation that you were put into, right? So it's really amazing. And there's some, you know, here with the 3 of Cups and the Tower and the Sun, I'm like looking at that. I feel like there's a message I need to convey here that I haven't. So let me think about it. Yeah, I really think this is shedding light on a new perspective and having people seeing your perspective. This is happening like, it's hidden from you. Like you may not realize that people are noticing you, are noticing how intelligent you are, you know? Yeah, and you might have thought like this is a worse situation than what it really is. It's actually like better than you think, right? Because if you look at this here, this is like directions that you're going. This is going forwards, and this is where, like, if you were going backwards. And it's kind of giving me this energy of like you have the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Swords. It's this kind of like thinking, like maybe you think that something is going to turn out worse than it is, right? But in reality, what's going to happen is there's actually like, because you remained authentic and you had good judgment, right? You think that because you're doing this because it's what's right to you, it feels right to you, that it might turn out worse than you think, but it's actually going to turn out good. It's actually going to shed a light on a lot of things that have been hidden, right? There's going to be a Tower moment, but I don't think this is for you. I think this is going to be happening around you, because for you it's going to be a good thing. But this might be a bad thing for others, because where one rises, another falls, right? And those were your messages, path number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Bye. Hello, soul seekers, and welcome to Shadow Mystic Tarot. Today we are asking the universe, what will be the next big shift happening in your life? If you are drawn to path number 3 and this affirmation, trust yourself, then this message is for you. So first I'm going to give you some information about this oracle card that you were drawn to, and then we're going to get into some tarot. So let's get to it. So this card brings a message of trusting that the things you're going through in life, the situations that you're finding yourself surrounded by, are for a bigger purpose, a larger purpose. There is a divine plan. There is a grand plan to all of the lessons that you've learned from the unpleasant experiences and the good ones. But a lot of times the most unpleasant experiences that we go through in life teach us the most lessons. I always like to say it's how we come out on the other side. You know, that's what really sets us apart. Whether we're able to make it or not, right? Are we able to feel whole and happy and fulfill our desires, right? And our desires coming from a place of truth, right? You know, just manifesting whatever it is you want, that would be crazy, right? If we could just manifest whatever it is that we want in life, right? Everybody, can you imagine? Everybody would be doing whatever they wanted. So these things take time. And before things can manifest in your 3D reality, they have to manifest within. They have to manifest subconsciously from an inner truth, right? All right, so let's get into tarot. So I like to do the magic square spread. And we're going to start off with what's going on in your situation or your current reality, what's really going on. Let's see, and this card is you. Ooh, look at that. Lucky, lucky. Life has a big plan for you. You might be getting a lot of luck here, but let's see. Wow, are you kidding? All right. There's something you found joy in your life, right? And you're trusting in yourself. You're finding that inner truth to follow something that you really truly enjoy. But this looks like there's something going on. And what's crazy is I've pulled the Sun card for every one of these readings, right? For this pick a card with different tarot decks. That's crazy. To me, that's so strange. And I mean, that tells me that there's something destined to happen, and also something being illuminated, like a new path, a new direction. And Six of Swords is going into a better and a more positive direction, taking those lessons you've learned, those swords, along with you, but leaving all your baggage behind, right? Just taking those lessons learned. But there's this big shift that's happening that's going to take you into a new direction in your life, to these smoother waters. So having this attitude of gratitude, right? Attitude of gratitude, that's cute, it rhymes. With the Sun card. Doing things out of pure joy and doing it because you love it is going to bring a huge shift in your life. It's like doing things not for a financial gain. It's because you truly enjoy it. You know, there's some illumination of this path. And it's coming from a place of truth, right? With you trusting yourself here. So let's see what else. What else? What next big shift is happening in your life? You know, talk about the shift. The Wheel of Fortune at the center of your spread. There's no better card, right, in the tarot for a shift than the Wheel of Fortune. Because it's also good luck, right? It's ruled by Jupiter. And you have the Four of Coins and the Four of Swords. These are laying foundations here. So this is what you perceive to be happening. And what's kind of going on, what you perceive going on around you. This is what's really happening, okay? Interesting. Let me think about this one. You know what I'm getting from this? Okay, because fours are all about building foundations, right? And to me, this Four of Coins here represents laying foundations for manifestations. And the Four of Swords, right? The Four of Swords here, the story of the Four of Swords is the knight that comes back from battle. When he goes off to battle, before he even goes, they set up his coffin, right? So in the Rider-Waite Tarot, you'll see a knight resting. It could be a reflection, but it's also this, I believe with the Hierophant, to me, what this means is praying for a blessing, because the knights would go back into their coffins and they would rest and they would meditate on the gratitude they have, right? For making it through war, for surviving war. So this looks like you were laying the foundations for manifestation and kind of praying for a blessing, for some kind of clarity on your direction, right? And I think that you're being, you know, because this is like, to me, it could represent tradition. But I think it's calling for a blessing with the Hierophant, and at the same time creating this habit, right? Creating this kind of tradition where you're doing what you enjoy, and it's taking you to these calmer waters where you want to go. Because you have to find this happiness within, this joy within, before you can manifest it outside of yourself, right? You have to find that special something that makes you tick. That's what brings us fulfillment. And we're all creators at heart, right? So let's see what else. All creators at heart. What else is shifting in path number 3's life? The Six of Coins. Wow, there could certainly be a shift in your finances, because this is a balance card, right? You see how he's balancing those pentacles? And the Five of Cups. And the Queen of Coins. Wow, you've built these foundations for manifestation. Something that has illuminated your truth through trusting yourself and following something that brings you this kind of pure joy and happiness, this childlike joy of doing things. Like when you're a kid and you're just kind of doing things because you love them. Remember those days? Yeah, it's giving me the vibe of, when did I say that? I can't remember if it was reading path number 1 or path number 2, but the Sun card has come out in every single reading with different tarot decks. That's a message from the Sun. The Sun's trying to tell us something, right? And that's, I mean, the Sun card is such a great card in the tarot as well. It is joy. It is happiness. It is life. It is creation. It is freedom, right? It's authenticity. Right? Because the baby, the riding on the, I think it's a horse in the tarot and waving the flag, he's in his birthday suit, you know? it's innocent, and it's coming from a place of truth. You know, what this inspiration, this light, this divine light that's shining within you. Right? And then down here, this is what's hidden, or what's going on in the shadows. So it's very interesting to me. You have something going on with this rebalancing of your, it could be your finances, you know, it could be, you know, it's like the Queen of Coins makes things practical, right? Because and that's about like making sure your finances are in order and managing them, because I always talk about the queens being project managers, right? And then over here, this is a balance. This is returning to some kind of balance because you've taken this practical control of your finances. So I think this kind of energy has played a role in this kind of new abundance that you're going to be manifesting for yourself, and this like, you know, this finally getting to where you want it to be in your life with the Six of Swords, because this is like your reality. This is like really good. The Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and this actual movement, right, in the 3D. So getting to your destination, you know. And then you have this Five of Cups energy. So let's talk about that. This could be, the Five of Cups is crying over spilled milk. So this is like kind of giving me the feeling of, you know, like I was talking about. Even though you might feel like you've wasted your time, or maybe you're like, oh, you know, it was right in front of me this whole time. I wish I would have started earlier. You know, all of these things. You've learned so much from where you came, right? On this journey of self-discovery and trying to find your purpose and trying to find what makes you tick. You found it. You know, there's no sense of crying over spilled milk. You need to be grateful for what you do have, right? Really awesome. So yeah, it's really amazing that the sun's coming out in every reading. Holy cow, that's incredible. All right, so let's pull some Moonology oracles. Oh, two just popped out for you. And we're going to get some affirmations for you. So work through your fears. Yeah, the sun shines a light on all of that. You know, it just with this tradition card, working through those habits, those good habits, and setting up those, you know, those traditions or those kind of rituals, right? That's the word I'm looking for, rituals. Having more, following more of a ritual, right, is definitely something that you want to do. That's kind of like your advice here, right? And nothing is set in stone, right? Work through your fears. Nothing is, nothing is set in stone. Your life can change dramatically in an instant, especially with the Wheel of Fortune being at the center of your spread. I mean, the next big shift happening in your life, if you are drawn to this pile, it's probably going to be a big shift. And your life can change in an instant and faster than you think. You know, the Six of Swords are pretty quick. It's a fast moving energy. You're moving somewhere else. You're going in a different direction. So there's some big shift happening in your life that has to do with this newfound joy. And you're probably really expressing yourself, you know, and doing it out of joy, and however that manifests for you in the 3D. It's really amazing. All right, let's get a Sacred Geometry Healing card. Yeah, it's really cool. There's some rebalancing and like philanthropy here. This could be a gift from the universe, right? With the Wheel of Fortune. This prayer for a blessing, the Wheel of Fortune, like this strike of good luck, and this gift from the universe. You must have did something with your finances to kind of like prove that you can kind of handle some kind of influx or change in your financial situation, right? So You must have done something, and you're going to be getting this gift. So the advice here is to show gratitude. And also to accept that gift, right? Because usually in the Five of Cups, he's very grateful for those 2 cups. In the Rider-Waite deck, he's actually looking at the 3 cups that have been spilt and crying over them while the 2 cups are standing filled behind him. Intuition and wisdom. 852 hertz. You should definitely listen to those kind of sound frequencies. I love listening to sound frequencies. Intuition and wisdom. This is all about trusting yourself, right? And knowing when to go, right? Because sometimes you got to know, sometimes your intuition will trigger your fears, and fears are a good thing, right? It's a thing that it's a fight or flight response. It helps us survive. It's something that protects us, right? But when you use your intuition and wisdom, and you're really connected to your true self and trusting yourself, right? You'll be able to discern when to move and when not to move, when your fears are valid or they're not. And if let's say you want to put something out there, you want to start shining a light, not being afraid to shine, and yeah, I'm really getting that vibe, like coming out of this kind of block, right? But you were laying foundations for this kind of manifestation. You might have been hesitant to kind of put yourself out there in the past, and you've awakened this courage to overcome that fear. You might have thought something, no, there's no way I could ever do that, right? That's really crazy. Yeah, and then you become, because the Queen of Coins is very confident. She's also very nurturing, right? She wants to give all of her coins. So it's a really beautiful energy. And then, let's see, you go to the 5. I mean, that is progression here. You go to the 4, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 5 of Cups. Yeah, what I'm getting here is, you're kind of setting these foundations, and it could be with your finances, right? And you might have made some mistakes in the past, but you have to look at them as lessons learned, right? And this is going to, don't let it hold you back or create any kind of fears or any kind of limiting of beliefs around abundance or receiving this gift, right? Because nothing, like I said, your life can change in an instant. Nothing is set in stone. Anything can happen. Yes, I believe in destiny. I'm not going to lie, okay? But I also believe there's infinite possibilities in the universe, right? That there's parallel dimensions and with infinite possibilities that could occur in reality. And we're constantly shifting our existence. We're consciously, as our consciousness awakens, and as we integrate more parts of ourselves, our shadows, right? And trust ourselves and become our true selves. That's when we can really tap into our best timeline, our soul purpose and what we were meant to do here. And it doesn't have to be extravagant. It's not extravagant for everyone. It can be a very simple thing, And that's what I have for you, path number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Bye.